but mainly your job to educate people in India in terms of what's going on here with social media. It's really, really, really interesting to be in the beginning, in the forefront of what's happening here. And you guys are so lucky to already know as much as you do and be as enthusiastic as you are, because I think there's going to be a huge role, whether you're running your own companies or whether you work for other companies or whether you want to start something or become a consultant in this area, that there's going to be so much room to do really, really well over the next few years to educate the market in terms of what's going on. I see Twitter in particular is still growing from what I can tell. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but from what I can tell, it's still growing really quickly, which is really exciting. It's also exciting to see the different ways that people are using Twitter, and how things like, photographs and linkages from one, people just pointing to a video or pointing to a news story, and everybody seems to be using it in that way. And we've sort of evolved from being little children in terms of Twitter and, oh yes, here's what I had for lunch, to being, real, very sophisticated users of this unbelievable platform. So I could talk for the next hour, but I don't want to, because I'd rather have individual conversations with everyone. Beth, do you want to say anything?
Sure.
Oh, and it's a wonderful pleasure to meet Beth. We've known each other virtually for a while, and we spoke ages ago. We live in the same city. We met briefly 3 years ago at a pod camp in Boston, and but now it's nice to actually interact, and we have to come 8,000 miles instead of 8 miles to see one another.
Great. I'm really thrilled to be here. It's my first time in your country, and I want to thank you for the warm welcome and for freely sharing your knowledge. Some of you I interacted with. Before I come and visit, I like to learn as much as possible about a country and what the NGOs are doing and how you're using different tools like Twitter. And you are all so generous in sharing your knowledge, pointing me to great links, and introducing me to other people. I felt, rather than meeting strangers, that I was meeting family. I'm going to talk in just a few minutes about Twitter. I got on Twitter in 1925. In 2006, I was lucky enough to be one, early adopter of Twitter. And my first tweet, and I screen captured it, it says, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen," like a lot of other people. And I put it away for a few months, and then I had this opportunity to go to Cambodia, and they invited me to a bloggers conference, the first bloggers conference there, but they didn't have any money. So I said, okay, I'll start tweeting and see if I can help raise money for this conference on Twitter. And lo and behold, I was able to raise enough money through tweets and other means to get to Cambodia, do some workshops, and interact with a lot of excited young people who are using these tools just like you, and promising the future. So the day or week before I was supposed to go, I was calling up my friends on Skype. We all use Skype. And I said, what would you like me to bring from America? And they said, schwank. And I'm like, okay, what is that? Swag. You know what swag is? Swag is like your NASSCOM t-shirt, the bag. Technology conferences always have swag. So I thought, where am I going to get swag? And specifically, they asked me, we would like Google t-shirts. We want tech company t-shirts. So I thought, well, what the heck? I'll ask people on Twitter. So I sent out tweets asking for t-shirts. And the more tweets I sent asking for t-shirts, t-shirts would show up at my door. People would call me on the phone. Hey, I heard that you were looking for t-shirts to bring over to a tech conference in Cambodia. And before I knew it, within a few days, I had 300 technology t-shirts to bring to Cambodia. And that's when I said, aha, Twitter is this powerful tool, not only to connect people, but to help social outcomes and to make real change. So you can tweet, you can meet, and you can also make a difference in your country and for social good. And